and then you got to go down and get fans and separate trip. Vidon Parasto Dara Eva Lobo Vidon Parasto Dara Eva Lobo Dharma No Dharma
Dharmasano Dharma Pato Krishna
Kastasya Midram Vishanati Mitram
Kastasya Midram Krishna Chamindro
Samudbhagya Yogi Sangha
Kushi Samudra Girayosi Sangha
Vido Tarashta Eva Lobo
Video Karo Eno Dharmasano Dharma Pato Krishna
Samudram Vishanati Mitram
Kastasya Midram Krishna Chamindro
Kushi Samudra Yogi Sangha
Kushi Samudra Girayosi Sangha
Vidon Tarashta Eva Lobo
Video Karo Eno
No Dharma Krishna
Dharmasano Dharma Pato Krishna
Samudram Vishanati Mitram
Kastasya Midram Krishna Chamindro Kushi Samudra Girayosi Sangha
Rito Darasho Dara Eva Lobo
Vidito Virasho Dharma
Dharmastano Dharma Padosya Prishtam
Dharmasano Dharma Pato Krishna
Kastasya Medram Vrishanau Chamitrao
Kastasya Midram Krishna Chamindro
Kukshi Samudra Girayoshti Sangha
Kushi Samudra Girayosi Sangha
Rito Tarashtam Hare Malomho
Rito Harasho Hare Madho
Dharmastano Dharma Tato Krishna
Dharmastano Dharma Pato Krishna
Kastasya Megram Vrishanau Chamitra
Kastasya Midram Krishna Chamindro
Kukshi Samudra Girayosti Sangha
Kushi Samudra Girayosi Sangha
Rita
Rita
Modesty
Modesty
Uttara
Uttara
Upper
Upper
Oshta
Osha
Lip
Lip
Adara
Adara
Chin
Chin
Eva
Eva
Certainly
Lova
Lova Hankering
Hankering
Dharma
Dharma
Religion
Religion
Sthana
Rest
Rest Adharma
Adharma
Irreligion
Irreligion
Pata
Pata
Way
Way
Asya
Asya This
Prishtam
Krishna
Back
Ka
Ka Brahma
Brahma
Tasya
Tasya
His Made
Medram
Genitals
Genitals
Vishanau
Vishana
Testicles
Chat
Also Mitra
Mitra
The Mitra Varunas
the Mitra Varunas
Kukshi Waste Samudra The oceans Giraya The hills Ashti Bones Sangha Stacks Translation and purport by His Divine Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Modesty is the upper portion of his lips. Hankering is his chin. Religion is the breast of the Lord, and irreligion is his back. Brahmaji, who generates all living beings in the material world, is his genitals, and the Mitra Varunas are his two testicles. The ocean is his waist, and the hills and mountains are the stacks of his bones. Running up there. the ocean be his waste. Purport. The Supreme Lord is not impersonal as misconceived by less intelligent thinkers. Rather, he is the Supreme Person as confirmed in all authentic Vedic literatures. But his personality is different from what we can conceive. It is stated here that Brahmaji acts as his genitals and that the Mitra Varunas are his two testicles. This means that as a person, he is complete with all bodily organs, but they are of different types with different potencies. When the Lord is described as impersonal, therefore, it should be understood that his personality is not exactly the type of personality found within our imperfect speculation. One can, however, worship the Lord even by seeing the hills and mountains, or the ocean and the sky as different parts and parcels of the gigantic body of the Lord, the Virat Purusha. The Virat Rupa, as exhibited by Lord Krishna to Arjuna, is a challenge to the unbelievers. Everything is a challenge to the unbelievers. Oh my God, the one is Gananjana Salake, Jackson, Tamji, Tasman, Shigur. Mukam go to our Chalan, Cotton Bang Hai Green, at Kipata, Hong de Shiguram, Vanchi Kapati, Mr. Kipasas and Jay, Chaparitana, Pavani, Vaishash. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Modesty, another definition of modesty is humility. So Krishna, he is modest, or he's humble. In the Rajasuya sacrifice, Krishna, he was washing the feet of everyone. Okay, that's pretty humble. Krishna is very humble. So we could learn from Krishna how to be humble also. Radhanath Swami, he said that humility is the what is it, keep the building up foundation for one who is wanting to develop love. The humility is the foundation for one desire to develop love for Krishna. Humility is so important. It's yeah. Without humility, it's are we even lovable? That's an important part of personalities, and it's difficult to achieve because we have these huge false egos. So to be humble with these big false egos, that's very difficult. But one devotee said to Prabhupada, I'm the most fallen. Prabhupada said, you're the most nothing. You're simply insignificant. That's our position, simply insignificant. But we have these egos that make us think we're very significant. And Lord Chaitanya, he said, Tanadapi Sunichina, Turor pieces, Namani Namani, Kirtini, Sadakari. That wants to think of himself lower than the straw on the street. That's pretty low. More tolerant than a tree. Ready to offer all respects to others, but that does not respect for oneself in this favor of chant, holy name, or custody. And this is the goal, to always remember Krishna. This humility is very important in order to achieve this. So this is the modesty. Then he says hankering. This is chin. So Krishna hankers also. What does Krishna hanker for? Well, especially Radharani. He hankers for Radharani, but she's such a great devotee. She's very humble also. So Krishna hankers. The big problem in the material world is we're hankering, but we're hankering for the wrong things. Brahma Bhuta Prasadana Associated Samsavati Samsavati Madhvakti Ted. Brahma Bhuta Prasadana Associated. When it's thus transcendental, realize at once, realize the spirit, he never laments, no desires. So we should not hanker or desire material things. Because if we hanker for material things and we actually get them, then discipline. Shrutidhar was the temple president, and the manner who used to say this. It was there was a person who was in charge of a hospital, and a friend of his came by. He said, "Well, you want me to give you a tour of the hospital?" No. So they went to the mental ward. And the mental ward was in one room where the person was using this. He said, Lulu, 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 Lulu. And then they left the room, and his friend said, "Well, what was that about?" Said, "Oh, there was one lady named Lulu, and he was hankering, but didn't work out. He went to the next room. Then there's another person. Lulu, 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 Lulu." And then that's when my friend said, "Well, what is that? You also say that?" "No, no. He's the one that married her." So one's hankering, one and one's lamented. So, that's the material world. Once we get it, discipline. Discipline. So we should hanker for devotional service, hanker for Krishna, hanker to have a pure mind, to have a pure heart. And when we have a pure mind, we have a pure heart, and we just want to serve Krishna, then we won't lament. That's the material world. People are hankering. What are people hankering for? Second, which is more devotee before that. Let's then Gopal, famous from Chowpatty. Gopal.
Yeah, something.
Huh?
All I know is the what part.
Anyway,
Is it Gopal?
Gopal. He was given a class. He was all students. And he said, "Who in here thinks that money can buy happiness?" Maybe about, packed room. Maybe about 15 raised their hand. In other words, they didn't think money could buy happiness. And how many of you want a lot of money? Everybody raised their hand. They know it won't bring happiness, but still, they want a lot of money. Says Prahlad Maharaj says, money is given. People want money. Doesn't bring happiness. So they're hankering for that, and also the man is hankering for the woman. The woman is hankering for the man. So much disappointment. So much disappointment. Therefore, there's so much divorce, so many breakups. How many of you were disappointed in a relationship? All of us. Right. As it happened, because we have material desires, and the opposite sex has materials, and sometimes they just don't. They just don't see. It just doesn't work out. But Krishna's perfect. If we surrender to Krishna, if we have a relationship with Krishna, we won't be disappointed, because he's a supreme person. He's wonderful. Everything about Krishna is wonderful. Here it was mentioned that the impersonalists, they would have a difficult time. They have a difficult time understanding these are persons, because they think that we're persons, but we're limited. But God, He's unlimited. So how can He be a person? And they give the example of the sky. The sky is so vast, it's so unlimited, but it's impersonal. Good example. But Krishna, He's so unlimited that he could still be a person and be unlimited, which they can't grasp. If you say that God isn't a person, then that's limiting. He can't have hands, he can't have legs, he can't have a face. Then that limits God. He can have a transcendental face, a transcendental body, transcendental hands, transcendental eyes. So everything about Krishna is transcendental. There's nothing limited about Krishna. So actually, there's the most favorite song of Prabhupada. Anybody know what it is?
His favorite song?
Prabhupada.
Hari Hari Vipul.
Hari Hari Vipul. Hari Hari Vipul Janama Manusha Janama. And I have attained this human form of life, but I've wasted it. Having not served Radha Krishna, I have knowingly driven poison. So this human form of life, it's a great gift by which we can understand the unlimited Krishna. But people, unfortunately, they waste it in just engaging in the activities of the animals, eating, sleeping, mating, depending. So that's why Prabhupada wanted our main activity to be preaching, so that people can understand there's something more important than just these senses. What is most important is that we understand that we're part of Krishna and servants of Krishna. We have to serve somebody. Kamarinam katina katita pavita tesam jata naida pranada prasanti. Uchu jatan avidipasana. Ah, boy, it's messing with you. Anyway, the Rupa Goswami, he says, for so long, I've been the humble, menial servant of many bad masters. Lust, aim, greed, envy, illusion, madness. and they've never shown any mercy to me. I've never wanted to give them up. I've never been ashamed of serving them. But now, my dear Lord, you've given me transcendental intelligence, so I no longer want to serve these bad masters. These are bad masters. There's good masters. Krishna is the best master. And there's many masters also. So many wonderful masters we have in this society. I just listened to a nice lecture by Niranjan Swami. So nice. So many wonderful Godnath Swami. Sheshamar, so many wonderful devotees, so many wonderful masters that Prabhupada has created. And if we serve these devotees, then we get purified. So here it says religion is the breast of the Lord. What does religion mean? Prabhupada said religion means simply to follow the laws of God. Therefore, he would always challenge other religious people. Why are you eating meat? The Bible, actually, in Genesis, it says that the fruits and vegetables, they should be your meat. And I met one Christian. He said he was vegetarian. I said, why do you prefer vegetarian? He said, it's there in Genesis. You should be vegetarian. I said, well, you're a real Christian. So many big priests, they read that. They just go right by. Can't understand it. Must be some meaning we don't understand. Can't understand. Thou shalt not kill. You say, well, that killing means people, or killing means anything, but to kill means people. That's murder. So, but they're thinking like that. Thou shalt not murder. But if it was that, it would be murder, not kill. Kill means in general. We shouldn't kill any living entity. Okay. Now they have these, they used to have these tracts. Now they have the tracts that say, thou shalt not murder. It does say thou shalt not kill. Right? Thou shalt not. They changed it because we challenged them on that. Let's put the right word in it. Thou shalt not murder. Killing is okay. Just don't kill people. You seen this in here? Yeah. Thou shalt not murder. They changed it. So many things have changed. Christianity. I'm sure if Jesus Christ came, as they say he's going to come back, he would be disappointed. He'd be very disappointed. He'd probably join the Hare Krishna movement. Here's some people that are really following. So this is the breast of the Lord, religion. So to actually follow the laws of Krishna, it's not easy. Just like we have these 4 regular principles. Not easy. The prophet said, actually, I tricked you because I told you it's easy. It's not easy. As we're seeing, it's not so easy. This is just basic, just to follow the regular principles. And so many people can't do that, to speak of the more difficult things. So then he goes on to say here, the back of the Lord is irreligion. He doesn't even want to see irreligion. It's his back. So much irreligion. But they claim to be religious. They have their nice suits and ties and speaking so nicely, but so irreligious. Dark, so dark. They're brightening up darkness. There's a really fable recently. There was Did I say this? Remember, there was a boy who went into a room, and there was 4 candles lit, and one represented love, one represented peace, one represented trust, and one represented hope. So the boy went in there, and the candle that represented love spoke. No one values me anymore. Practically no love. People used to love people and use things. Now more and more they're loving things and using people. Where's the love? No one values me. So the candle went out. And then candle of peace spoke. Yes, no one values me. And look at all the war. So many wars, so much violence, domestic violence, this violence, that, cheating, no trust. This is one of the most important quality in a relationship is trust. No one values me anymore. So that candle went out. Now the room is getting more and more dim. And then, peace. So the last one was peace. Yeah. No peace. No one values. So it went out. Now it's very dim. But the hope. Now the boy, as he's 10 years old, he starts crying. There's no love, no trust, no peace. And then the candle of hope said, "My dear boy, it's okay. Stop crying. As long as there's hope, as long as there's hope, there's life. Don't give up hope." So many people give up hope. Like there's so much suicide in the world. There's about 40,000 a year in America. Maybe someone look it up. And in the world, so much. Give up hope. People just give up hope. Hope against hope. Okay. Naprema Shavanali Bhakti. Vijaya Vasa Bhakarma Bhakti Sujati. Yesterday. Prabhu Goswami says, I have no love for you, my Lord. Naprema. I'm not even qualified to hear and chant your glories. Naprema Shavanali Bhakti Vivaya Dosa. I'm not born in a nice family. Basically, I have no good qualifications at all. But you give your mercy to those who are very fallen, and this gives me great hope. And this hope is burning in my heart. So hope.
50,000.
50,000. Now it's getting worse.
That's in the world or
That's just the U.S. annually, and 80% of them are men.
50,000, 80% of men. Yeah. Things are getting more tough, This year will probably be worse because things are getting worse and worse, Wow, getting worse. And that's just America. People just give up hope. What's the use? Working. People working so hard. Things are just getting ridiculous, like we heard yesterday. It costs $80 to park in San Francisco. To park in a car costs $80. And of course, generally $60, but they had a Giants game. Even 60 is like, it's ridiculous. People working so hard, bills, gotta pay bills so much. It just gets, people just get overwhelmed. So, as brahmacharis, we practice system. What a great life. The only anxiety for brahmachari or sannyasi or Devoted grihastha is we want to help people. Sarva Sakhino Bhavantu. But the desire, devotee, is to see that everyone becomes happy. That's our desire. We want to see everybody happy. And yes, we engage in devotional activities. What a nice life. We wake up and engage in devotional activities, chanting Hare Krishna, and going to the morning program, hearing about Krishna, and then doing devotional service. Such a nice life. Should be very grateful. Sometimes devotees aren't grateful, they just can't do it. Like in the beginning, some devotees were joining in like in the 60s, and at one point somebody left. Never was shocked. Yeah, we go out into the material world again. Prabhupada's preaching so nicely, and that's nice prasadam association. Someone left, and Prabhupada also, he was surprised. And then after a few months, then someone else left. And eventually Prabhupada said, don't be surprised about those who leave, be surprised about those who stay. Because Maya is so strong. So strong. But Krishna is stronger. Like Prabhupada, he told his servant, Maya cannot touch me. I cannot be shaken by Maya. And then later he saw Prabhupada praying to the deities, fervently praying to the deities. And this devotee had a nice relationship with Prabhupada. So he said, Prabhupada, I saw you in front of the deities. You're praying very fervently. Well, if you don't mind me asking, what were you praying for? He said, I was praying for protection from Maya. He said, but Prabhupada, you said you cannot be shaken, bewildered by Maya. He said, that's why I'm always praying to Krishna for protection. And in the Uddhava Gita, Krishna, he said to Uddhava that this is how to pray to me in the form of the deity. My dear Lord Krishna, please protect me whom I'm trying to surrender unto you. I'm very fearful of this material existence standing as they are in the mouth of death. This is prayer. Please protect me. I'm trying to surrender unto you. Very fearful of this material existence standing as they are in the mouth of death. So we should have it. Prabhupada said that my disciples, they have two diseases. One, they are not enough afraid of Maya, or fear of Maya. And the other, change. Yeah. They like to change things. Like there's that old wonder where you said, Prabhupada, this movie is so nice. Everything about this movie is so wonderful. We just change one thing. 3 regular principles instead of 4. No gambling, no intoxication, no meeting. Stop there. He said, I'm not interested in having many flickering stars. We just have one moon. One good devotee, it'll be a success. So Prabhupada must be very pleased because there's a lot of moons of society. Now some of them been in 60 years, in Kundamara 60 years. Such a nice example, still preaching in Australia. I just read a nice offering by Niduna Swami to Mukund. He just had his parents' day recently. 60 years. So yes, there's many moons, and we should also try and to be moons. Possible. Actually, we were pure and we can become pure again. Probably giving you the example of this. There's two different types of birds. There's the crow and the swan. The swan likes to be in a nice, pure place. I just came from Zurich, Switzerland, and there's a lake near the temple. I went down. So many swans. So beautiful. Swans are so beautiful. But then if you go to Calcutta, you see many crows. And they're getting all refuse. They're eating all kind of junk. And the swan has an ability to, when it takes, I wonder if anybody's tried this before. You put milk in water. They drink the milk, but there's water mixed in it also. But it spits out the water and keeps the milk. I'm sure it's that. I mean, I don't know if I should have brought it down and given it a try. But in other words, devotees, they only accept things that can be utilized in the service of Krishna, and they reject everything else. This is part of the Saranagana. Anukayasya Sankapa Kriti, accepting things favorable and rejecting things that are unfavorable. So many things in this world that are unfavorable, isn't it? Like tons of things that are unfavorable. And there are also things that are favorable. Cars, we have computers, and we use phones, but we have to be very careful because in these phones we carry the whole world of mind, and many devotees have been bewildered because of having these smartphones. They be very careful. Go on pornography, go on the news, and it's all bad news. Prabhupada said, my disciples are not interested in reading the news. Because it's always the same thing. This politician did this, there was this natural disaster over there, it's all the same. Chewing the chew. It's just, what it does is it's a distraction. It's a distraction. And you're trying to chant your japa the next day and you're thinking of the news. It's a waste. Better just concentrate on Krishna. If there's something that is important for us to know, we'll hear about it eventually. But there's nothing, there's nothing important in that. So, a couple minutes left. Any question or comment? Yes, we will.
Thank you for the wonderful class. Who are the Mitra? It was mentioned that they're the Lord's testicles, but who are the Mitra Varunas?
The Mitra Varunas.
Some demigods. There's some demigods, whether they're major demigods or more minor demigods, I don't know. And what their exact function is, I don't remember.
I don't know. We should investigate. Yeah, I was wondering how the ocean is his waist. Yeah,
I have a speculation regarding
yeah,
that.
that's good speculation.
I was thinking the ocean could be his waist because the waist is like the middle of the body. And if you think that like, at least when the ocean begins, there's like a whole world beneath it. And then there's a world above the ocean. I mean, there's so many species of life inside of the ocean. So it could mean like, the surface of the ocean, because beneath the ocean is the whole like underworld. And then above it is like the land and the sky.
Okay, that sounds like a good speculation. Yeah.
I have another speculation too, because Krishna is always dancing, and the ocean is very like fluid, and so in that way, the ocean is like could be like a dancing Krishna.
It's very rustic.
I need the classic like that.
I like that. That was good. I would not have been able to come up with that.
Any more speculation? Yes.
Well, regarding hope, Prabhu, what if there's many people who have lost hope in like the movement or in like other devotees as well? So like what are the remedies for people who are, losing hope in that?
Well, if we're sincere practicing Krishna consciousness, even if, for instance, even Guru, we were just talking yesterday about this devotee, uh, uh, Brajabihari, who he's on his third Guru now. But he just had so much faith in Krishna. One Guru left, take another Guru. And he left, well, try it again. Now his Guru is Bhagavatam. He's been a disciple of him for like 15 years or something. Bhagavatam. So, yeah, if we're sincere, then and seriously you're practicing Krishna consciousness, then no matter what happens, even your guru might fall down, then another guru falls, but still be faithful, strong. And he's a very strong devotee, nice devotee. So there's an example that if we're sincere and serious and try our best, and no matter what happens, still there'll be hope. We won't lose that hope. Yeah. Of course, that's the cure for all possible difficulties that come up. Just be sincere and serious. Prabhupada used those two words so often. Sincere means genuine, and serious means thoughtful. Thoughtful. Like when we're reading Prabhupada's books, we don't just read them like a novel or something. We should read them and think about what's being said. Yes.
Another question. So sincerity is sincerity something that is given to us by Krishna, or is it something we have to have in order to receive blessings from Krishna or other blessings?
So the question is seriousness sincere something that we have, or is it something given to us? Well, in one sense, it's both, because in order for us to be or to join this movement, we have to be sincerity there. Otherwise, we wouldn't join, right? Because we give up a lot. We give up a lot. We join this movement. Basically, we're giving up material life that we were absorbed in before. So that's pretty sincere. Now, to continue, we need a lot of mercy. It's like that amazing pastime, the Damodar pastime, where Yasoda was trying to bind him. It's always 2 fingers too short. So the acharyas say that those 2 fingers represent the mercy of Krishna and the enthusiasm, the sincerity of the devotee. So it's both. But we had to pray for more, need more sincerity, to surrender, to fully surrender. Something is there. There's some sincerity. We're still here, and we join. So they're just to join and to stick around, still here. That's some sincerity. But to get to the ultimate, you got to really pray, achieve that. Very sincere. Attract Krishna. I think Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, people, they want to see God. But a devotee wants to act in such a way that God wants to see him. So that's sincerity. Okay, anything else? Is that okay? Yeah. Srila Prabhupada ki